All right, so today is day 7 of me recording myself every day until I'm successful. All right, so before we get into it, we're going to shout out the Telegram once again, because join that. I talked about it yesterday. It's up now. Link is in the description. It's going to be a group where anybody can join, free to join. We're going to talk about anything that involves healing, growing, or just bettering yourself in general, right? So I'm going to be standing up. I'm going to be walking around today doing what I want, because I don't know if I want to sit down or stand up. So I got myself that I can do both, right? But it's going to be a group where you can talk about eating better, books to read, podcasts to watch, food, working out, anything. And more things, whatever y'all want in there, tell me. But it's basically just a group that I want to be where we can be surrounded by other people, like-minded people who want the same, who want to grow, who are on the same path, or just want to grow, right? But anybody can join it. Link in the description. Join it up. Let's get right into it, right? So today we're on chapter 7. It's been a week. Clap it up, right? Much more to go. A lifetime to go, actually. So the journey never stops. Chapter 7 is the tendency of the subconscious is always life word, right? So what does this chapter talk about? It literally just talks a lot about breaking down scientifically how our mind works and how the conscious mind and the subconscious mind works, but it breaks it down in a scientific way. So, right. So one thing I remember that it talked about, because like I said, they give a lot of, I'm not going to read the whole chapter to y'all, because no one cares to hear that. But it just talks about, like, basically with the science, a scientific point it brings up is the cortex of the brain, right? So the conscious mind feeds that cortex of your brain, which is the outer, I think it's like, I'm not really scientific, but it's the cerebrum cortex or something like that. But that is what feeds the conscious mind. Then that subconscious mind brings it to other organs in your brain, to that subconscious, which then brings it to our reality. Okay? But also, that's just one point. But as we see from the title, the subconscious mind is always life word. Right? So it talks about a lot. Basically, it gives examples and talks about how the subconscious only wants to move forward. It only wants to grow us. And anything other than that isn't our natural state. So, of course, some of us are negative. Some of us are Debbie Downers. Some of us are unconfident. But that isn't our natural state. That's the things that we feed into our into our subconscious. But we have the ability to change. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today, right? So let's get into this first point, which is literally how he started off the chapter. And I feel like I'm talking about I've been doing this for my whole life. But since I've been doing like these videos with the books and stuff, it ain't never like hit the first line. The first line hit. I'm gonna come show y'all. 1 second. Look. Hopefully y'all can see that. Okay, I'll see. Cause I'll be highlighting this stuff like notes while I go along. But literally the first line, the opening line. Over 90% of your mental life is subconscious. If you fail to make use of this marvelous power, you condemn yourself to live within very narrow limits. So what is that saying? It's basically just saying our mental life is subconscious. If you fail to use it to the full capability, it's on you. And I like to do my own research to make sure, like, because sometimes he says stuff and I'll go research it and it don't be a fact. But this, I researched it, and bro, it says actually approximately 95% of our mind is subconscious. Wait, what does it say? Sorry. Oh yeah, it says actually 95% of our mental life is subconscious, and about that other 5% is conscious, which is our thoughts. So what does that tell us? It tells us that 95% of of our mental is subconscious. So if you really focus on that subconscious and focus on building that up to be the better version of you, because what is our subconscious? Our subconscious is the person that we are naturally. So imagine the power that you could have if you build your natural self up to be a confident person, to be a person who believes, a person who's positive, a person who's kind. And being positive and being kind is also important, because who we are in one area of our life, me personally, my personal belief is that, and no, that's other people's beliefs too. I'm pretty sure it's true. That transcends into every other aspects of our life. So if you're a positive person and you feed positivity into the world, positive things will happen to you. You'll have a positive mindset. You'll think about things in a positive way versus thinking about them negative. So just imagine that, bro. Like when I read that, I'm like, oh, okay. Because I looked it up, and like it said about 95% of our mind is subconscious. So just think about that, bro. Like, this stuff is real. Imagine how powerful you can be, bro, if you just work on yourself and work on building yourself. Because as we've been talking about, it's not who we are, it's who we become. And I'm learning over time that we can change those thoughts that form who we become. So do I have anything to say about that? No, basically just, you have all the potential in the world, bro. Anything that's stopping you is because of you. And you can make the choice today to change it if you want to. It's all up to you. Like, some people are comfortable with their situation, and there's no judgment. It's about knowing what you want, in my opinion. It's about knowing what you want and going for it, and knowing what it takes to get there and going for it. But there's no judgment to however you want to live your life, right? So let's get on to the next one. Okay. Ooh, so this is kind of what we been talking about already, but he breaks it down. You are the sum total of your own thoughts. You can keep from entertaining negative thoughts and imagery. You are the sum total of your own thoughts. You can keep from entertaining negative thought and imagery. The way to get rid of darkness is with light. The way to overcome cold is with heat. The way to overcome the negative thought is to substitute the good thought. Affirm the good, and the bad will vanish. So what is that saying? I'm going to look at you like a teacher where they say, I'll wait. It's basically just saying, in simple terms, we are the results of our thoughts. So we aren't our thoughts. Don't think about it like that, because sometimes our thoughts can be so daunting and our thoughts can be so deep that we give the thoughts so much power. And what does power mean? Like we talked about yesterday, power represents control. So when we give those thoughts the power, they have control over us. But no, you're not your thoughts. You can change them. You can't be something that you can change, right? So yeah, you can change your thoughts. As it says there, you can substitute those bad thoughts with good thoughts. You can substitute when we have darkness and we want, what do? We turn on the light. When you're cold, you turn on the heat, right? So I kind of been talking about that already the whole time, but he talks about it there and breaks it down. So I wanted to bring that up because it's important to note, bro. Because when I learned that was like one of the biggest things this past year that I've learned. And it's crazy to me because I've never known it. I never knew it was possible. Right? So I want to be able to bring y'all the information because I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there who want the information and also didn't know themselves that it was possible. So go out there and try it. Be open. Yes, I'm going to say that every single day. Be open. Be open to trying different things out. Right. Okay. And then just one last quote because I don't like to make things too repetitive. Like anything that he talks about in previous chapters I already talked about, I don't want to keep repeating it. So, yeah. This last one is just, unless it's very important, then I'll keep repeating it. Be open is very important. Believe in yourself is very important. I'm going to say that every day. The tendency of your subconscious is always life word. Your job is with your subconscious mind. Feed your subconscious with premises that are true. Premises just means like basically, as another, I guess previous. So feed your subconscious with previous thoughts or something that are true. And your subconscious is always producing according to your habitual mental patterns. So as it says here, your subconscious is always life word. Your subconscious naturally is life word. It naturally wants to see you grow. So don't focus on the conditions or the results that we have in our life. Don't focus on what's happening. So in simple terms, don't, like, for example, if you're poor or you're sad and depressed, don't focus on the fact that you're depressed and you're sad and you're having all these bad days because what you focus on expands. So if you're always focusing on the fact that you're sad and you are depressed, then that's all that's going to be in your head. And that's what's going to come out in your subconscious. So instead, focus on the cause, the thoughts. What is that cause? Those are the thoughts that we're putting in our mind. Focus on that. And the results will change. Right? So what does he say exactly? 1 second. Sorry, I'm bouncing up back and forth. I kind of like walking around. It feels like more freeing than having to sit down the whole time. So like I said, when I sit down, I feel like I'm in school or I'm giving a lecture. Like, even me doing this, bro, don't take this as I'm a genius. Like I told you, I used to get D's, or I don't want to be seen like I'm trying to be something. I'm just trying to teach. I just want to give people the opportunity to grow because I wish I had these opportunities to know these things before. You feel me? So I know there's other people who wish they had the same thing. Your subconscious is always reproducing according to your habitual mental patterns. So habits, these are things that you do every day. You have to make these a habit of thinking positive thoughts. You have to make it a habit of thinking in a believing way, in a positive way, in a generous way, and things like that, right? So yeah, we're just going to wrap it up with the highlights, which are your subconscious is the builder of your body and is on the job 24 hours a day. You interfere with this life-giving pattern by negative thinking. So that's what we kind of talked about before, which is naturally our subconscious only wants to see us grow and do better. So when, as he says, when we are in a different state of negativity and being a mean person, that isn't our natural state. That's who we became through our thoughts. So change your subconscious with the task of evolving an answer to your problem prior to sleep, and it will answer to you. We talked a little bit about that yesterday, thinking before you sleep and putting those thoughts into your subconscious when you're in that drowsy state, because for some reason it's easier to get there because you don't have to try to get there since you're naturally there while you're sleeping. Watch your thoughts. Every thought accepted as true is sent by your conscious cortex to your subconscious brain structures and is brought into your world as a reality. We talked about that in the beginning. Know that you can remake yourself by giving a new blueprint to your subconscious mind. It's possible. You build a new body every 11 months. Change your body by changing your thoughts and keeping them changed. So I looked that one up too because that was pretty interesting. You build your body every 11 months. Change your body by changing your thoughts and keeping them changed. Now, I'm like, what do you mean change your body? So it does say like 90% of your cells change about 90% of your cells change every year. So I guess we literally do change every year, which is how he says you can talk to your body and heal it, because every year we're growing new cells. So when those new cells grow, you're telling your subconscious that you're healthy and you're growing more healthy and in a better state. So those new cells are coming in that way. Next, it is normal to be healthy. It is abnormal to be healed. There is within innate principle of harmony. Okay, so let's continue. It's normal for most people. Some people are born unhealthy, so I don't completely agree with that, but I do think average is normal to be healthy. Okay? Thoughts of jealousy, fear, worry, and anxiety tear down and destroy your nerves and glands, bring about mental and physical diseases of all kind. That's true. Next, what you affirm consciously and feel as true will be made manifest in your mind, body, and affairs. Affirm the good and enter into the joy of living. That's been the chapter 7 of The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. So that's going to wrap up the review for today. But before we end it, I just want to thank you if you've been watching these videos and coming along the journey with me. Right? And like I said, I don't even know what this journey is going to consist of. I'm just taking it one day at a time at the moment. And it's going to be a bunch of different things. I really don't know. I'm going to do whatever I want with this stuff. But I just want to do things that are important to me to grow as a person. And that doesn't mean reading every day. But like I said, I'm doing these things because I want to give the exposure to other people, because exposure is so important, bro. Like, there's so many people out there, myself included, like, growing up in certain situations where that's why I say don't judge yourself or don't blame yourself. It's not always our fault. Sometimes we just don't have the information that we want or that we seek, or you might not even know you want it because you don't even know it exists. So these aren't the type of things that we're taught growing up, or we aren't taught that this is even possible. And thankfully it's becoming I feel like it's becoming more known nowadays. It's became more known to me as I got older, but I wasn't taught stuff like this growing up, honestly. My camera literally just ran out of storage mid-sentence, right? So if y'all just saw me cut off out of nowhere, that's why I ain't see F y'all. But yeah, it's sometimes we don't have the information, or sometimes we don't even know it exists, but exposure is so important, and not judging yourself and being willing to change, which is why I talk about being open and things like that, right? But I ain't gonna talk y'all head up, bro. I just want to say that real quick. Yeah, just want to say it real quick. But like I said, Telegram link in the description. We're going to grow that up so you can meet all types of people in there, hopefully. Make some friends. Do whatever you want in there. And yeah, let's grow. But subscribe to the channel so you can come along with me along this journey. Does that make sense? Come with me along this journey? Yes. Right. Like the video. Share it. Leave a comment about what you think. Join the Telegram, bro. It's free. Don't cost nothing. It don't. So why not? Feel me? But yeah, more videos coming soon. Make sure you are notified so you can be here tomorrow when we drop day 8. And I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.